through smooth, heavy with the tools. I can't be a fool, graduated from school. Street bravado, man, I paid all my dues. Wash my hands clean, hot lunch with the grills. Like Bala Faseke, my mouth full of sweet tales. Ears to the ground, stage sharp in the mind. Listen more, talk less, never talk first. I walk hard, boo, I deserve all the soup. I read through the code.
So welcome people, we're here and we're back and we're chilling with Cape Town's boss, LIINX.
Yes, sir.
My brother.
Yeah, man.
First of all, welcome back.
Thanks a lot.
How
man.
you feeling the holidays?
It's really, really hectic.
The heat
it's
in
like,
Ghana.
well, the heat. Man, a tropical picking.
Already used to it.
Man, a
Already
tropical
used to it,
picking.
already used to it.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, LIINX is a Cameroon, European-based rapper.
Yeah.
And LIINX has been in this game for more than a decade today. He's got the respect from most goons, the veterans in the game. I can go back to the Crotals, the Speedos, because he was there when the whole thing started.
Yes, sir.
Let's go back to that humble beginnings, LIINX.
Yeah. Hip hop. We actually we're doing hip hop without even knowing it will get to this stage. Because back then, I remember at the university, we were still organizing shows. Sultan Ho Chi Minh. We attended the University of Chang together, so we used to still have the courage then to organize shows at our amphitheater. And the things you see today, like sold out, fill up.
Yeah.
We used to fill up the amphi 500, and that was like history. Like fill up the amphitheater, and it was already a sign that things could blow up, because I remember it was about the same time Bantu Posse released Nicholas. And they
Shout
came
out to Bantu Posse.
Yeah, shout out to Bantu Posse. And they came to Chang for an event that was organized by one of these companies. So we actually went to meet them with my homie Jazu, that is now in Australia. He was like the beat maker back then. Most of the guys in Bafusam used to come to us in Chang to cook the beats. So that was like a beginning of something, but you know, we were just there. People used to look at us like, these are those crazy people. Exactly. So that was like the image. But the good thing is we were equally studying hard, because you know, the movement sometimes is very deep that you get lost in it and you can lose track on other things. But we were doing the music, we were studying.
And that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of artists now. They tend to focus a lot on the music and forget that at the end of the day, it's the backing from what you learned in school, what you made of, that's going to back you up in the music.
That's true. An artist is not a dull person.
No, it can't be. You have to write.
Yeah. So if you have to write, like when you listen to the songs, you know that the content in the songs is not a reflection from an average mind. It's a complex mind. And you know, when you have a complex mind, you need to feed it for it to, you know, kind of continue in its development pattern. You have to learn new things. You have to be current with world events. You have to be current, like, you know, a rapper should be somebody, for example, maybe a singer can be somebody who just vibes to his
the beat.
nice words to say to girls. But a rapper, you know how it goes. You have to be deep. You have to know things, especially if you are the kind of engaged rapper who likes to look around in societal issues. You have to be very, very current.
And after you guys left, as you earlier said, you were there with Sultan.
Yeah.
It looks like Chang just died, because Chang is out. There's
Chang
no
died.
artist that we hear that's coming from Chang that has the vibe.
The bad thing is the movement in Chang was brought by the students who came to Chang. So when we graduated and started leaving, we took the movement away with us. And you know, the problems of life continued. You come back home after, you know, some hectic time at the university, you're faced with problems of unemployment. Now your next focus is not probably the music, because the music itself, people are not feeling it at that time. Urban music was still a mythology. So you start trying to get something, some job that you have to be able to, you know, go out and, you know, even if it's not a big something, but at least to have some cash in your pocket. So the movement kind of went to Chang and went out of Chang. So I think the youths, some of the youths in Chang started doing hip hop actually when they saw some of the big guys who came, because we used to organize really big events at the campus, and they used to come to the events.
Impressive.
So I think that is why Chang fell off, because it was mostly strangers who brought hip hop there.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, when you left Jang and later on you traveled, we noticed that I was a new person in the industry who just started vibing to hip hop.
Yeah.
It was a cool season for LIINX because you went underground.
Yeah, that's true. Because when I traveled, you know, the realities of life hit you. You need to face yourself and settle yourself in a new environment. So you, unfortunately, or let's say fortunately, but at the same time, unfortunately, some of us who travel to places where you need to learn a new language, the integration process into the country, it gets a little bit more complex. So I have to like learn the language, try to integrate into the society and all that. So I took my time. I didn't want to like hasten up the process. I had the songs and I had the contacts. So when I was ready, I think I came back home 2014 after 5 years away. Yeah. So I
Reflection of a Positive Soul.
Yeah, I brought that back. And Reflections of a Positive Soul was an album that I did with one of my Jamaican friends who's in Sweden. We used to vibe at this local joint. So one day he came and I was freestyling. So he sat back and he's like, wow, where you come from? I told him. He said, but why don't I see you? I said, no, I don't normally do this. I just felt good today because we were gathering and vibing and somebody dropped a beat and I said I could do something. So he said I should come to his place. I went to his place, we started working and he said, the thing is he can do beats because I didn't even have money to pay for beats. It was that bad. So he said, I could do beats for you. If you want, we can make a project. We try to see how it goes, even though the society in Sweden is like very conservative. They try to build their own. So if you are coming with something new, it's very difficult to penetrate the circles. So he said, okay, we'll do something and we try to push it around and see how it goes. So we recorded Reflections of a Positive Soul. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I think from that, we saw the birth of everybody in Kumba that does music now.
Yeah. Many people, like, you know, there was a time when I started, because the album was mostly digital. So I was sharing most often to people that I had contact with, like directly, like this is the entire package, they listen. So it was like all love because many people knew I was doing this, but they were waiting for me to like really do it. Yeah. So when it came out and people were like, oh, that's good. So I had the opportunity to be in one festival where some of the biggest hip hop names in Sweden were also invited, like Ison and File, Sebe Stax was like the man who had the big hit that season. So all of them were there and I did like 2-3 songs. And that opened another door for me because then in Sweden, I met one guy from the radio. He took my songs and we started forcing them to the radio. So from time to time we request the songs on request programs and they'll play them. And our people around, Cameroonians and other nationals, they start listening to the songs. So that's how I like tried to come back. But then I took a new turn because when I came back in 2014, I was following the whole 237
industry
movement. So I saw the new wave coming and I said, okay, it's time, because Reflections was mostly like English. It wasn't like any Mboko in it. It was a purely hip hop English and that stuff. And the boom baps and so on. So I said, okay, let me get into the movement where we are trying to build now and identify myself with my people. So that's how I came back and I showed Mr. Ella this new single, this new song that I written. So it was like a tribute song because we lost so many friends like along the years growing up. So I thought maybe it was a good way to come back, pay homage to them who are not fortunate to be here because, you know, when growing up, all of us had these plans like,
wow, we have to do big things,
this
and
is
then
how I'm going to do
turn
it.
around, there's nobody.
They are no longer there. So sometimes it feels bad because at least you have money for 2 drinks, but they are not there to share a drink with you, and you remember all the hustle. And the plan was like one day we'll be in a situation, in a position where we can be comfortable and, you know, do what we want to do. But they are no longer there, so I felt it was a nice way to start in the new
vibe.
That I was going into.
And remember the hit track.
Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to reintroduce myself. Now LIINX, alongside Mike, Monster. We about to take y'all to where we come from. Mr. Wube,
K-Town, 1 in a million.
Cape Town, featuring a Wube, Mike Monster,
Yeah.
produced by Slim Beats.
Yeah, that one.
was amazing. I remember the first person that played the song to me was Kevin Kuma.
Okay, yeah.
The guy who runs Camel Tube. Shout out to Kevin Kuma, by the
Yeah,
way.
shout out Kevin.
And he was like, bro, you need to listen to this. LIINX is back. I was like, what was it? What has he done this time? He was like, no, just listen. And I was like, boy, and you know, you're in the middle of the street and they see that, no, this is actually
Cape
Kuba's
Town.
boss, you know, because everybody's there.
Yeah, that's actually Carrefour Beaucoup de Bar.
Yeah.
I told Ken that I wanted him to actually follow the lyrics of the song because when this song is purely lyrical, and most of the things we say, we wanted them to be seen in the images. So when I'm talking about from 3 main roads, now 1 meeting point, it's actually the way Kumba is built, like from Fiango, from Boya Road, and from Bongero. The convergent point is that Bisek Junction. Yeah. And if you look around, that area is called Carrefour Beaucoup de Bar.
The bar.
Yeah, it was a hot point there, and there was the nightclub there, 3 and 1. So when I go like in front, 3 and 1, Carrefour Nim Nadai.
Yeah, the lyrics are amazing.
Yeah,
It's
so
amazing.
it was actually on the spot. I think that's what actually spiced the video a lot because all the K people will be like, ah, Carrefour, yeah. And I had this
your people-
PWD Kumba shirt
Yeah.
that I had customized, which was like the legendary team in the Southwest that made Kumba known also nationally. So it's very, that song, I don't know, because when Slim did the beat and he sent it, I listened to it. I said, there's something about this beat. And Monster thought it was kind of old school. I said, no, Monster, it's not old school. There is something about the beat. I think it's going to depend on how
You approach the song.
Yes, how we drop on it. So fortunately, it was singing friendly. When Eube dropped that hook, we realized, we realized that okay,
We have something.
yeah, the song is not strange. It was just not, yeah. So
I technically think that a beat is never strange or it's never difficult. Just depend on the way you approach the beat.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's amazing. So now we noticed that you have your own record label.
Yeah.
Mud House
Entertainment, yeah.
So what's Mud House all about? How many artists do you have already
Yeah,
signed?
Mod House, I am like focusing like on me first as the lead artist. We have plans to expand in the future, but we want it to be ready. We want it to be like really ready in the way that if Mod House is in charge of an artist, he should be an artist that can live and feed on his art. Like, you know, really have the status, be comfortable enough to make the music, release the music, the videos, and follow-ups. So it's a team that we are still building, but since we had the label, we didn't want to just keep the name. So I am recording under the label. In the future, we are going to have more artists. That's why most often I don't even talk about like me being the owner of the label. I like to see myself like
As
an artist under Mod House Entertainment, because if I had to release music, I needed a label. So that's how I formed.
The name Mud House.
Yeah, Mud
Where did
House.
you get the inspiration?
Mod House was like Mod House. It was my own way of actually bringing out aspect of humility. You know, it's like the simplest form of housing we have is this mud houses in the village. That's like a reflection of like the humble beginnings, like where we come from. Like Mud House Entertainment is like we are simple, we are humble. We want to make people to understand that we need humility, you know, to be able to do many things. So the Mud House Entertainment is just like the house, how simple it can be, but great things can come out of it. Yeah, so that was my idea, and I was lucky when I drafted the first sketch, and I talked to William. Shout out to William.
Shout out
Tako.
to William Tako.
Yeah, he's the one that designed the logo. So I showed him. I'm like, man, can this be done? He said, yeah, why not? So It took a few days, and he sent me samples of like 2-3 different logos, and I was really impressed with that one. So I think he too liked that one, so we chose it. So it was really nice having William to be able to put his genus on that. So
so nice. So we have noticed that pardon me, among the few artists that we have that are in the diaspora, you're one of the few that really links up with the. Or is it because of the name LIINX? You really link up with the people back home. Because
I'm trying to answer my name.
you know, when we started talking, I have a couple of them. When you reach out to artists out of the country, they always feel like you're coming back to them for something. Meanwhile, I just want to discover Cameroon music and put it out there that we are great too.
Exactly.
We need people to, pardon me, listen to us, pay attention, come to our shows, you know, buy our album.
Sure.
So why do we have to always base our minds on importing music from different parts of the country? And I was really pleased when you decided to grant us this interview. DeeMix is very happy.
It's my pleasure. I see the good work DeeMix is doing, and
we are pushing day by day.
It's the same thing we were talking about. If we hold hands, we are stronger forward.
We can move mountain. So we're 2017 is done.
Yeah.
We're going to 2018.
A few days left. Is it time to make the new resolutions already?
I think we'll hold that one first, and then because
I don't want to make a resolution.
Not yet.
They end up
changing everything,
going back to normal. And let's say February.
you become something else again. So what should we be looking forward to when it comes to LIINX, Mod House? What are the projects online?
Yeah, right now Mod House, we are still working with the same idea. You know, my major motive with Mod House was to, kind of demystify the idea that hip hop music is all about roughness. It's all about the street image. So at Mod House, we decided to do hip hop music without cursing, without using no offensive language. So that's why in most of my songs, let me not say in most of my songs, it's not in all of my songs, I don't use the B word, the F word, and all of that. Even in the videos, I try to make sure people dress properly because I have kids too. And you know them, they learn by example. So what you do is what they do. So I felt like I can't be doing the kind of music that my kids sing and I feel embarrassed, just like my neighbor's kids. So I wanted to do the kind of music that a family can just, be on a ride to somewhere and they play and they enjoy, and all of them, they sing to the chorus or something without feeling the embarrassment of certain words that pop in and out all the time. So it's the same motive, it's the same goal we are working with, trying to produce good music, entertaining music, with every time trying to pass out a little information while staying clean in all we do, like no cursing, no offensive language, no offensive images in the videos. So that's the same goal. And as of LIINX, we are beginning a new EP. I'm already working with a couple of people. I will not want to let the cat out of the bag now, but
not yet.
A new single is coming out soon. The title is Levez-vous.
DeeMix is on it.
And that's DeeMix picking up the exclusive. So that single is produced by Mr. Elad. It's done. We are just on some final touches to release it. So that will be the first single for the new EP. Meanwhile, we have already recorded like all the songs for the next EP. So we'll just be dropping them one after the other. So that's for the meantime, that's what we are doing. Meanwhile,
was the production basically just Cameroon producers, or you worked with producers from Switzerland?
No, right now I have some songs with one guy from the UK and one guy from Sweden. Yeah, two guys from Sweden actually, one in Stockholm, one in Gothenburg, because there's another Cameroonian, Juan Simons, great MC. Shout out Simons.
He's gonna watch this.
He's gonna watch this. He's in Gothenburg, so he's a great guy, great MC into the deep hip hop. So I have a project with him that we are working on. I'll want to put it in the album, because after the EP I want to release an album. So I'm already recording songs for the album too, gently right now. I don't want to hurry up, because what I usually do is I like record and take the the first takes with me. We listen. Probably I meet Perez. I say, come on, man, listen to this and tell me what you feel. Maybe you give me an idea or two, some things that need to be tightened or released. And I take all the notes. And when we are doing the final record, I try to implement the advice and ideas that I picked from every critic that So we do takes, and then at the end we do the final take. So right now I am focusing on the EP that's coming meantime, and I'm recording the first takes of the album songs. Yeah, so that's what LIINX is all about right now. Meanwhile, we are also burning from town to town.
Yeah,
so
I see
happening.
You're everywhere. You're everywhere. The weekend we're at the Click Music organized by Prince Enobi Michael. Prince Enobi Michael, shout out to you, my brother.
Big
he
respect.
did an amazing job.
Big respect
to
him and team. Yeah.
That's the first ever music festival in the Southwest, and it was a bomb.
It was a great festival.
I can't even. When I was there, I was like, whoa! I never didn't expect all of this to happen.
And you saw how the people were vibing to the music.
Nobody wanted to stay by because they did not know the artists. But every artist got on stage, people were vibing because they wanted that kind of a thing. But then it was slow to come by, and it's amazing.
Fortunately, it's coming.
It's coming.
I think maybe even though they might have some difficulties, but I think that turnout is going to spur
next
them up.
year is going to be better.
To
and then you're going to my hometown too. You're going to LA.
LIINX
is going to have you. It's going to
it's
performing alongside
Ngoma, it's Lokamsi, it's Ngoma, it's Nenos, it's Mike Monster. There is Kiko, Calamity, there's Ambe.
Vitesse.
I think we are going to have some Vitesse.
Yeah. So out of all of these events that you've been through these holidays, have you picked up anybody for collaboration?
I recorded. We recorded a song 2 days ago in Boya with this young duo, July.
July.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
So. They are, I think the one responsible for them, Mosima, he contacted me a while ago and said they had a song that they wanted me to jump on. So I said it feels good, it's a pleasure. So he sent me the beat. So we recorded that song. That was on Wednesday. Yeah, I think so. The day of the concert was Friday. Yeah, on Friday, day of the concert. In the afternoon, we recorded it. Yeah.
Because remember, I came and I called you. And
yeah, exactly. So I was there with them and we recorded. I think that would be a very nice song. Meanwhile, I'm hoping to work with everybody. Like, you know,
you're open.
Yeah, the songs are really nice, and I believe when we do these collaborations, it kind of like fuses the following of the artists, and you know, you see the
because
result.
an artist that the fan that just knows, for example, July, when the track with the LIINX, they're going
to try to discover LIINX more,
and that's
so
amazing.
I think those collaborations are very necessary now. And of course, I'm also going around and I'm trying to make good contact with other producers. Yeah, so I like the album to have a variety, because if you look at the journey, that was what I tried to do. There is like very deep, like the old school hip hop, like the song I did with Soft Touch.
For your friends, like the Krutals,
yes, they like that one. And then we tried to do like Afrobeat, the song with Panchak, a trap song with Dre Boy, a French song with Krotal himself, with the African background, guitars and percussions like that. So I tried to make the project a kind of blend. So probably if you like dance music, you get one dance song and things like that. So that's why I'm
it's
going
amazing.
around. I try to meet.
I could not just stay and not have LIINX platform, because LIINX, your embodiment is a fatherly guidance. Because remember the last time we met, you were with the Skiddy Boy, and I can see you trying to make the young man understand that, okay, there are certain things that you have to do, and that fatherly part of you, I think that's where it comes in play, and your guidance. I think you do that with a lot of Kumba artists.
Yeah, I do that like Skid, the young producer. I was talking to DJ Carl a while ago that there is this youngin in Kumba, Carl. He too is Carl. He's a young beat maker and he's quite impressive, but he needs to hook up with the big brothers like DJ Carl, so they can teach him the extra little gimmicks to get his.
There is a big problem we have in the industry. The pioneers, or let me not call them the pioneers, the people that already have the limelight, they lock up themselves.
which is not fair.
It's not fair. You have to open up so that the youths coming in can
Yeah.
learn from you.
Yeah.
You can have them on internships with you for weeks, for days.
I
Let them
mean,
learn
if you don't even like make it, for the producers, you can call it that. But for people like us, sometimes just a few words you share with them
it's important.
can change their course of reasoning. Like Skiddy, we sit with Skiddy when I'm in Cape Town. We sit in a small nice joint in the evening. We are drinking a bottle and we are like talking about so many things that can help develop each of us. Like he gives me some ideas and I tell him a lot of things that we are like can help to improve. Skiddy, I was with Skiddy. I was with K Rams, some young MCs in Cape Town. I was with Mr. Biggs, a whole lot of them, Toxic, yeah. So I meet them not just in Kumba, in Boya. I was with Gomez, you remember Gomez, I was with Dre Boy, Stanis, Le Dragon, Neglect, yeah.
And Crispy,
yeah. I remember last time we had one wild evening with with Stanis and
it's the fun thing.
yeah,
It's supposed to
Stanis
rest.
and Neglect. So it was a nice evening. We just sat and were vibing. And then the guy of the Schengen movement, Paddy Folks, he came. So they started blasting some instrumentals and we just started vibing.
So now I have one last trick question for you.
Trick question.
Trick question.
Pires.
We have this tight energy at the
Yes.
top of the food chain of hip hop culture
Okay.
between one person
Yeah.
who's a king
Yeah.
and then one person who's a god.
Mm.
Who would you rather be in the studio with? The king or the god?
I have to choose. It's like a choose one, take one. If I have to choose one, if we go by their names, first of all, everybody wants to go to heaven, so I'll probably take God. And then if we take the other aspect of the story, I'll still take the God. I'll explain.
Yeah, you have to.
Because I think we understand ourselves. Because not like disrespecting the other, but you put me in a situation that I have to choose one.
Yes.
The God is a rapper, is a producer. So it's a double advantage, me choosing him. Meanwhile, the king is a rapper
business.
and he has the business. So the business and the music, they can come to an end, or they can have a low period or a high period. But DJ Carl can produce a beat every day of the year. At the end of the year,
And
have
LIINX will always have bad
365
Yeah.
beats
And
that I
that's
can be
what
singing
producers-
anytime
that's
I
how we
want.
need to
link up.
up.
So that's
We
like
keep music.
a standpoint.
So, LIINX,
I think
we are
one person is a
wrapping
producer
up.
and a rapper, which makes it easy to have content out all the time. Meanwhile, the other person is a rapper and a good business and strategist, so he can go around and make the moves that also help the industry.
So have you tried to link up with any of them?
The God is like a friend. Like we communicate sometimes. Yeah.
And the king?
The king, we haven't really had the opportunity, but I have talked to like because his big brother was actually our junior brother at the university. So that's the funny part about it. But I have had to communicate with his big brother a short while, sometime online. Yeah, but I haven't met them. So, but I would love to do something with anybody, probably even with them, because everybody has their own talent and their own style. So sometimes when I see the debates, they are totally out of place because these are two people with totally different styles. If you look at it, yeah. If you use a song with this one and a song with this one, it's not going to sound the same. So these are people who are on two different lanes, but people keep trying to to intersect their cause for no good reason. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, for me, it was a pleasure having Cape Town's boss in the building.
It's
LIINX.
my pleasure. DeeMix.
Stay
Think
tuned.
about it. Watch out for DeeMix. It's the next biggest thing coming up in the camera industry.
Amen to that, my
Yeah.
brother. It's LIINX on every social media platform. LIINX official.
LIINX Official on
Stay
Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. LIINX Official.
DeeMix, living the music.
What's up, people? It's your boy LIINX right here.
It's another
Stay
one.
blessed and stay connected. Keep checking out DeeMix. Next
From K-Town made, couple of years moved to DLA. An upgrade, couple of years a hustle, no be play. On transit, couple of years the journey wasn't made. I didn't stop, couple of years, man, I tackler. I used to run this thing, fitty, that you know, put me anywhere. My real party man, they know they